Shalom, shalom. Elected the nation of Israel. It's your brothers from the Tulsa, Oklahoma, Israelite campus once again. I heard prophets out of the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is aka America. First things first, we're going to head to the east. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. We also want to give double honors to the sincere salutations to the brothers pushing this truth all across the four winds, and truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akim and Akbar, which is learning and studying to show themselves approved. Shalom. Today we're going to get into like how Esau Edom and his technology is starting to be built up. And it's actually kind of like in its fullness. It's gonna get better, but like we at almost like it's pinnacle. And as we see that, it's gonna start because Esau built his technology after him. So if it's after him and the way of his thinking, it's gonna be totally against Jake and the poor. So we're gonna start seeing his technology going after the prophets on the streets, just the regular Jake individual, paint them in bad light and everything like that, man. We're gonna his technology is gonna usher in the persecution of the saints, and not to mention it can also lead into the hour of temptation, and we also know that his technology, the big end game of it is the RFID microchip. So if you trust in that, hey, this is going to be a mind fuck for you, as they say. It's like it's nothing for him to do a deep fake. It's nothing for him to make a fake video. It's nothing for him to do all of this with his AI. And AI ain't all of that. You got to fact check AI. You know, it's artificial at the end of the day. It's created by him. So hey, we're gonna see how Esau Edom use this, and we already seen it just a little bit because just what was that, a few months ago, that lady that's over she ain't over the Department of War, the Department of Defense, it was something like that, and she took the video and spliced the video of some Jakes, saying that they were gonna go against Iran and made it seem like they were gonna go against ICE for propaganda. If they doing that, what more you think they're gonna do when they coming after the prophets, or when they want to demonize somebody else? You know, AI is getting that damn good to where you can't even tell if it's a real video or not. Man. So you got that first precept?
Yeah. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
And when it says Satan right there, that's not really talking about. That's not talking about a red man under the ground with a pitchfork doing the Harlem Shake, man. Who's over there, you know, poking the surface, waiting for you to come down there and burn for eternity, man. That word Satan, it goes into the adversary, man. And who's adversary of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, his words, man? Esau Edom, so-called white man, man. He's the adversary. He's Satan, man. He's the physical attribute of spiritual being Satan on this earth, man.
And that goes into that another precept where you think about when it says there are many anti-Christ, you know, anti-anointed. That's who it is. You know, the family of Esau Edom, which is your elite bankers, who are pretty much are against, or they are anti-Messiah. All right, just look around. Look at all the policies that they set up that goes against the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh outside. All of this stuff is obvious if you know, open your eyes and open your ears and see. You know? So there's another situation where
You can finish reading
it says, it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, but we are not ignorant of his devices."
And what is his devices, man? His devices is his technology, man. You can also go into his devices is his laws and legislations. But his devices is everything is going to be that can be used to set a trap for you, the elect.
Like you read this very same verse in the NLT. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. In the NLT, it says, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes.
And how do you get familiar with his evil schemes, man? And you attain to wise counsel, man. You listen to the you read the scriptures, ask the Lord for the Holy Spirit to guide you through it. You listen to wise counsel. And there's also another precept that says, "Be not ignorant of any matters of all things." You can't be ignorant to Esau and all his devices and all his technologies and all his things that he's using to come against you. Because if you do, that's pretty much on you. Because the Lord told you not to do it, man. He said to keep an eye and watch.
Yeah, with that precept it says, watch and watch. Even Yahweh Shah said that, watch and pray that you will not fall into temptation. And that goes into being using discernment and being prudent. But that quick precept with my God just quoted, that's in the book of Ecclesiasticus, aka Shuach, chapter 5 and verse 15. It said, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
And ignorant, the word ignorant, people take that as like a diss. Like you ignorant, like you just like you a bad man or something. To be ignorant just means to not know. The Lord said, "Hey man, hey, you can't afford to not know what Esau Edom is doing.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to not know that, man."
And a quick definition of the word ignorant in the Google definition, the adjective definition is lacking knowledge or awareness in general, uneducated or unsophisticated.
Yeah, you lacking knowledge in the things that you need to know, man. Because what you need to know is what your enemy is doing. So people still don't think Esau Edom is his enemy. And they're gonna fall for them the wiles of the devil, as the scriptures say. That's a precept right there. But they're gonna fall for it because they not seeing or they're not even looking towards what their enemy is doing. They don't even think they have an enemy, man.
You said the wiles of the devil. We get that in Ephesians the 6th chapter, and we start at verse 10. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord in the power of his might.
Right there. The Lord is telling you, man, to be strong in the Lord, man. Because the Lord knows what Esau Edom is about to bring to the children of Israel, man.
Right? You know? Yeah. Verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Yeah, and how you put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua? Hey, reading in these scriptures, man. Making these words your habitation. What does it say? I made the Lord my habitation. Hey, that's how you put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. And once you put that whole armor on, hey, that first precept, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, hey, that's not gonna, hey, you got that whole armor on to protect you. Hey, you're not gonna be ignorant of his devices, man.
That's why it said put on the whole armor. Because when you go into that word wild, it's the Greek word methodia, and the biblical outline usage is cunning, art, deceit, craft, and trickery.
Hey, what the Lord said about the elect, hey, the elect ain't gonna get tricked. The elect ain't gonna fall for that. And what the scripture say, put therefore forward as the elect. So you can't have the same mindset of a little AI trick. Hey, you gotta question this devil. The devil right now. That's why he's doing these things. That's why he's coming out with these things. Trying to change the narrative to make it put himself as in good light. And everybody else is bad like because hey, we see it now, they can't see bad light. Everybody pointing the thing at this devil.
And if you're not fully repentant, you're gonna fall for those tricks. Being repentant, when you read Romans the 12th chapter, it says, be not conformed to this world. Meaning your mindset, your standards, your emotions should not be conformed to the world or the ways that Esau, even so-called white man, has set up. That's fully repentance of the world. You're going to fall for those very devices that we're talking about. Man.
Yeah, the scripture says your foes are going to be those that you Esau, Edom, all you got to do is make a deep fake video with your dude or with your girl or something or your family family history, and they send it to your family, and they be like, oh no, I'm gonna turn him in. He one of those like Esau Edom is creating division and he's creating chaos, man. So he can come in with that solution, man, that order out of chaos.
And there's a TikTok video that just recently went viral. Because there was a white couple, a white family that portrayed themselves as a black couple, and they did that just so they could make money off of the so-called black community. And so that came out and they exposed it, right? And so how much if they can do that just to make money off of the black community, how much more can they use that same technology just to persecute the poor? And who is the poor? The poor is the Hebrew Israelites, all right? We're not saying poor as in you don't have the money. We're saying poor as in you don't have the power. We don't have especially on 1/2% of America's wealth. The whole nation, the nation of Israel, is really the poor.
Yeah, you consider yourself the poor, just like it says in Deuteronomy 28. You got to go to somebody else for the want of all things.
Yep.
And the scripture says Jacob is like a worm, and we have no strength. We don't have no military, we don't have nothing. Hey, we got to go to Esau for everything, even to get a house. So, like, you're the poor, Jacob. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American.
And now we're giving you this warning to let you know, like Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is going to use this technology to persecute the poor. You are the poor. Okay, there's no way around it. Matter of fact, when you read this verse, Ephesians chapter 6:12, and it gives us what we are wrestling against. Right, we're up against a lot. Okay, Ephesians 6:12 is that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
He uses the left side on top to channel everything against Jake. He uses witchcraft and sorcery, and that's a part of his AI technology, man.
Medium.
Uh-huh.
Medium. What is that medium? That medium goes into medium. And so you still got jakes out here that well, like when you give them information, they don't believe it until they see it on CNN. And that right there, that goes up into another precept with that Proverbs, I think it's Proverbs 14:15, where it said the simple believe in every word, but the foolish look well into the corn. It goes back to what Dr. God said earlier. Be not ignorant of anything great out of a small. Right? And so when you become simple, then it's easy to manipulate. It's very easy, And so if you don't know how to look up your own information, man, you cook.
And that's one thing Esau he don't want you to do. He wants you to follow after AI. AI know everything and this, and then but like I said earlier, it's created after his own image, man. It's after his own mind. Hey, you don't think that Esau put a governor in that AI to where it won't answer certain questions, or it'll give you his version of the answer? Hey, you can see that just with Google. Like, because at one point in time, Google will let you know the whole shit. Now, you try to ask Google something, you don't have to flip through like 100 pages just to find something that you can be readily available.
I just did a lesson about that recently. Information that I used to be able to Google how the Christian church was up under the 501c3 tax bracket, right? And the information that I used to have about 2 years ago, I couldn't find it. I literally had to go to my old video just to get that very same document that tells you how the government is in the hands of the church.
So Esau don't want you to know that because he wants you to follow after it. And if you don't have the Holy Spirit, or if you ain't seeking the Lord, hey, you're gonna be susceptible to Esau's witchcraft, which is this technology, his image of the beast that he's pushing out there.
I'll go ahead and read that in verse 13. And again, it keeps reiterating, right? Ephesians 6:13, it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Yeah, that's letting you know, man. You can't have no chinks in your armor, man. You can't have the breastplate on with the helmet gone.
Right.
You can't have the leg armor and then you exposing the Achilles or something. Man. You ain't got your boots on or something, man. You can't do that. Hey, you gonna get penetrated, man. You gotta have the whole armor on to stand the wiles of the devil, man.
And having whole armor is just basically this word, man. Spiritually speaking, it's this word.
Cause like we ain't coming against like this ain't the old days. You coming against a sword. Hey, like that person said, hey, this is spiritual wickedness, man, in high places.
And it's obvious, man. Like when you look at the celebrities, a lot of the concerts, they want to witchcraft there at the concert. You know, the TikTok be having these little TikTok challenges and shit like that. It's witchcraft for that. And you can take it even higher up to the politicians. You know, I'll never forget this, man. That there in the World Economic Forum when they had they went to call themselves blessing those high governor with leaders, blessing and putting powder on them, shit like that. And they call that a blessing. That's what the scriptures talk about, spiritual wickedness in high places like that. That's what we are up against, you know. And so when you think about that, and then you put all of this together on how AI is going to use that technology, okay? You know, there's another video I just saw recently where they said every time AI make a video, you know, or copy, they always make it look like a so-called black, they look like somebody in the so-called black community. Every time they make a video or an AI video, it's always so-called black community. You know? And so how much more when they make it look real, when somebody committed crime, oh boy, they gonna alter their video. They gonna alter it. They gonna persecute the poor. You know, you best to believe it. And this is what you gotta be ready for. You know?
Yeah. Because matter of fact, I got a quick precept to go into that, man. This is Second Thessalonians 2:8. It said, because this is going into Esau, you can't get caught up by it. But the Lord is about to destroy this here in a second. You gotta wait. Pat his whole armor on and wait for the Lord, because and don't get shook out, because there's a precept that said, what was that? Peter, was it Peter? He said they had come to sift you as wheat. Yeah, like you can get sifted out by this technology. Hey, Esau make it seem like you in the bad for studying the scriptures, for coming back into your heritage. Hey, he'll make everything seem like it's bad against you. This is Second Thessalonians 2:8. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that's what we're doing. We're revealing that, hey, man, his technology is evil towards you, man. You know, you might can use a little bit here now, but hey, the ultimate goal is for that shit to be against you. And it says, and shall destroy him with the brightness of his coming. And that's what the Lord is going to do. Verse 9, the point says, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan. Talking about Esau, even so-called white men, with all power, with signs and lying wonders. And that's exactly what his technology is. There's power, signs, and lying wonders, man. And you can't fall for it. But the Lord is going to destroy it. And if you fall for it, hey, you're going to get destroyed right along with him. Because what it say? He that's joined with him will be thrust through. You fail for it, so you can follow after his way, you're going to get thrust through right along with it.
And I got that precept that you just quoted right here, too. Because, hey, that all powers and signs and lying wonders, that ain't nothing but Satan. Satan means adversary, right? And so when you read that in Luke chapter 22, verse 31, and it says, and the Lord, right here in 31, it's the grand letter. The Lord Yahweh Shai says, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has desired to have you that he may sift you as wheat. Notice how it said that. Behold, Satan. All right, so right here, anytime you hear a scripture that says behold, you basically tell you go back to watch. All right, watch that you do not fall into Satan. So the Lord Yahweh Shai is warning, you know, I believe this is Peter or Luke, right? And he said, behold, Satan, basically telling you to watch. And he said, Satan had desire to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. Okay?
You can't be sifted out here, man. You can't be one of the ones who get sifted, man.
Right.
And you do that, that just means you wasn't a part of the elect in the first place. And that was the spirit, though, because the precept I just read, the brother behind Yard War, just put it on the for it. That Second Thessalonians 2 and 9.
Verse 32, he said, but I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthening thy brethren.
You gotta have faith to withstand the wiles of the devil. You gotta have faith to not fall for the lies and wonders of Esau Edoms, man. His miracles, his so-called miracles that he works with his the left hand side. You can't do that.
I gotta read that again because it said, when thou art converted, strengthening thy brethren. All right, and so we always know how faith works. Okay, faith is like an exercise. Okay, the only way you're gonna get strengthened if you're gonna have faith, you got to do the work. You know, you got to work in this ministry. Okay, and that's the only way you're gonna build your faith. Okay, you can't be like the Christian that say I believe and they don't do no work to prove that they believe. No, it's not like that. Okay, having faith is almost like having a muscle. When you have muscles, you don't use it. What's gonna happen? You're gonna lose it. You know, everything in your body is a muscle. So faith is like building that muscle, man. And that's how you're gonna be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Is pretty much doing the work.
Yeah, that goes to that precept of be not be not just a hearer of the word, but be a doer of the word. Right?
And even James also said, show me my faith without doubt. He said, show me thy faith without thy work, and I will show you my faith by my work. This is the work right here. You know, this is how you show that you have faith. Okay, you're doing the work, and then when it said when thou converted, you're strengthening thy brethren, meaning that you setting yourself up as an example on how to be in this ministry.
Exactly. We strengthening our brethren right now on the highway and hedges, relaying the words of the Lord. Man. So we know Esau even about to come in with a great fake out some type of way, and he's gonna use this technology, his AI. You know, he's gonna do some type of bullshit, say it's a fake alien invasion or some type of bullshit to get you all roused up, and then you don't know what's going on. Hey, you're gonna be easily susceptible to get fall white in line like cattle, man, to wherever he say to go to. I go over here. The alien said we gotta do this and do that. And if you put this chip in, you'll be all right. Hey, so you can't fall for none of that stuff right there, man. This technology is just like that. I got a quick precept real quick. Let me get First Peter 5 and 8. And it says, be sober, then be vigilant. Not necessarily shit, be sober and don't drink. Just be sober minded, man. Like unclouded, like looking. It says be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You see that? So hey, you don't want to be one of the ones that he devours, because you know he's gonna come in.
And that's to even back it up further, because like being sober, it really goes into level headed, you know. And so if you're not level headed, then you're not sober. If you're an individual that don't know how to control your emotions, then you're not sober, you know. Because how many times have you seen a situation where Esau, even so-called white man, would do something that aroused you up, and you ended up punching him in the face, especially like on a job situation, and that got you fired. That white man that riled you up by your anger, he was that devil, and he sought to devour you, and that's what he did. He devoured your finances in that situation. You know, just by that situation. You know, back being sober is not entirely being sober from, you know, alcohol and drugs. You know, matter of fact, let's get this Proverbs 20, 25. I believe back verse 28. Okay. So this is what Apostle Peter meant by being sober as well. Proverbs 25 and 28, and it says, "He that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls." Okay, so if you don't have no rule over your own spirit, meaning if you don't have no control over your emotions, you're not sober. Okay, and so that means that the devil can easily walk around and he can easily devour you because you don't have no control of your emotions. You don't have, you can't use discernment because he also said be sober, be vigilant. Okay, basically, vigilant goes into watch. Basically, you're not watching, seeing how the devil operates. All right, you lack knowledge. Okay, you're ignorant of these things. That's what that word being sober means, man. That's what it goes into. Okay, and so when you're not sober, you're going to lose. You're going to lose by the devil every single time, man. Okay,
No.
so that's what it is, man. So that's what that word being sober goes into. It's a whole. It's more than just drugs and alcohol. It's a whole list. Basically, the whole definition. You got to use that as a whole. Okay, because even a person that was quote unquote drunk alcohol, he was still sober because he was aware. That goes with being aware and discerning.
If he used that fake, if he used that fake alien invasion or type of something like that, hey, you should be able to refer back to the scriptures and realize, hey, that's not what the scripture said. Hey, or if he say the Lord came back already and like trying to make some type of so-called antichrist situation. This is the Lord right there. You should know. Hey, that's not how the Lord said He was going to come in.
That's beautiful that you brought it up, because the scripture tells you how the Lord is gonna come back. And let me tell you, he said he's gonna come back as lightning in the sky. He's gonna come back. Matter of fact, you will go to Acts the first chapter. He told the men of Galilee, the angel said right next to him when Yahweh was being beamed up, the angel told him that the same way he left is gonna be the same way he comes back.
I got one to bag it up. This is Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, I cometh with the cloud, and every eye shall see him, and they also which praise him, and all kindreds of the earth shall well because precept said every eye shall see him. So if they say the Lord came back and it was only a certain people seen it and they got it broadcast on TV with some AI shit, like, hey, I didn't look up in the sky and see that. It said every eye. It's gonna be ain't no rat in the subway ain't even gonna see it, man. Like everything, all the animals, every person, everything, everybody's gonna see this, man, when the Lord comes back.
And a perfect example to give you a perfect visual on how every eye is going to see when Yahweh Shah come back in that movie Independence Day. That big old ship, and I'm talking about it wasn't just that ship didn't just cover America, it covered everybody in every country and all over the earth. That is every eye seeing Yahweh Shah coming back. And that's how you know he's gonna come back. So when he thought he was trying to come up with that bullshit technology and stuff like that, you going to that scripture, that's gonna save you from that deceit right there. And quick precept that to further reiterate the point. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. And it said, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man look well to his going.
Hey, you don't want to be that person, man. You do not want to be the simple person who believes every word. That's that precept. Hey, you're gonna be tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine.
Man.
Hey, just imagine, hey, you a piece of paper, and then the wind blow you this way, then you blow your whole day is just getting blown, tossed to and fro. Like that's like you doing the hokey pokey, man. Just stick your foot in, turn it out, just doing the whole dance, man. You just stuck in a loop. Like, nah, hell nah, nigga. That shit is exhausting. That shit is exhausting right there. You don't want to be that person. What you got again?
All right, Proverbs 14 and 15 again from the top. And it said, the simple believeth every word. But the prudent man look well to his going.
And that's exactly what you want to be. You want to be the prudent man, who studies, who looks and be like, and judges things. Because the Lord said, judge all things. Then, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, they don't look right. And refer back to the scriptures. Yeah, okay, that's not the way we going. We got to be prudent. You definitely don't want to be simple. Esau, I'll tell you, hey, we got food and water over here. And you over here looking like, we had Esau
12 and 10. Never trust our enemy. You know?
There's another precept that said, if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. So you're like, hey, he over there willingly saying he got food and water. That's a trap. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go the opposite way from this damn devil, man, and let everybody else fall into that. That's being fruitful.
That's the next precept in Proverbs 14 and 16. It says, a wise man feareth and departed from evil. And it says, but fool raising in his confidence. It says, but the fool raising in his confidence. Right? And so, but the wise man feareth. All right, why is the wise man fear? Because he fears Yahweh. He don't fear nobody else but Yahweh. All right, and then it says, and departed from evil. He knows that he's not even so called right. Anything that man do, that is evil. Even if he look good on the surface, he might look like a good man. He might be starving that day. He might be starving that day. He might say, he's saying, I'm cooking, good as hell. But I'm going this way.
I'll take that.
I had to pull up on me one time while I was I'm feeling out.
Like letting the dog lick the spoon and put the back stirring shit up.
I've seen that shit before. I'm telling you, I've seen that shit. I'm talking about food feeding the dog, and then she takes the same food in a bowl and then she puts it in her mouth like that.
I said, like they don't overcome some shit. They all let the dog lick the spoon. So you can't go for the insult.
Job chapter 30, verse 1. All right, he said, but now they that are younger than I have me in the riches, who fathers I have in vain, have met my dog found.
Exactly, man. So you can't trust Esau either. You trust him on his own detriment. And if you do, like, if you do, like, get jammed up, that's a part of the precepts. That's a part of the scriptures too. Hey, somebody, you gotta go through temptation and persecution, and we see this technology is gonna lead to that. Yeah. So that's why that precept you read earlier, you gotta have the faith, and that faith comes in handy. So when you do get jammed up, you're like, that's a part of the test. Hey, I'm gonna trust in the Lord, and the Lord's gonna find a way to get me out of there. I think that's in Galatians where it said, "He will not put more on you that you can bear, but He'll find a way for you to escape."
That's First Corinthians chapter 10. I'm gonna put it up real quick. That's First Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. First Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. And it said, "There have no temptation taking you, but such as common to men. But Yahweh finds him outside is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able."
Yeah, so like if the Lord put something on you, and He put that on you because He know you can bear it. He know you can you gonna stand stiffly, and you gonna sit there, you gonna pray, and the Lord you gonna make it. Lord sent the angel to slap him out of his sleep, and the guards was right there next to him, sleep, and it broke him out. So that could, like, you gotta know these miracles that the Lord done.
That goes back to looking at the generations of old.
I like that.
How many times have you seen where all of the prophets of old, they was in the situation, and the Lord, Yahweh Shai, delivered them out of it.
It's a lot of situations, man. And then you gotta notice that once you're in these situations, the Lord said it will happen. So you gotta stand steadfast and have the faith that the Lord will take you out of it. Like, because the scriptures tell you, shit, you're gonna get cast into prison. Matter of fact, this is Revelation 2 and 10. It says, "Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days." And that's not just saying you're gonna have tribulation 10 days. That's just a period of time. It could be 100 days, it could be 30 days, it could be a year. Who knows? You just gotta be patient, man. And it says, tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that's what we all searching for, man. That crown of life, that salvation, man. That gift, man. On this side, we don't want to have to come back to the loins of one of the elect. We want to experience that ourselves, man. On the first go round.
I like how it said, "Be thou faithful unto death." Going back to the generation of old, every last one of them was faithful unto death. Even the ones that died for the word of Yahweh, they were faithful unto death. You know, so the Lord you got one aspect of the Lord deliver you out of your temptation, and then you're gonna have another aspect with some of the prophets are gonna get martyred. They're gonna be martyred for the faith. Yeah, but that's the death of honor right there.
Like a lot of the apostles of old, the disciples of the apostles, they died for the truth. That's a high honor. It's better than dying in there for someone who was empathy or somebody who wanted that to the Lord said, "Hey, I am if you die in the rise first. If you show faith, stories, of old, and know that the Lord worked miracles. He said he's going to do more greater miracles this time than he did last time. So you got to look forward for that, man. Because these devils is going to come down with persecution. That's that whole MO. They need somebody to blame. They don't want to be the ones to blame because they're the ones people are blaming right now. So they gotta switch the narrative. It's gonna be on you, Jake.
Right now they have the power. Right? And so I'm gonna finish reading that verse Corinthians chapter 10 and 13. And it said, "There have no temptation taken you, but such as common to men. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." He said he's gonna make a way to escape that you may be able to bear it. All right, so ultimately you gonna get delivered out of it, man. That's what salvation really means. What we just read the meaning of salvation right here in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. You know, because salvation means deliverance. So what are you being delivered from? Persecution that Esau Edom is about to bring upon the poor, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, And of course, you have the speckled bird. You know, we know this is not a skin color thing, but the nation of Israel is scattered among all nations. But the salvation is only for the nation of Israel, no matter how you want to spin it. Okay, so that's who the Lord is going to deliver out of those sad pearls, man.
And it's crazy though, cause like that's a big thing in Israel right now.
Yeah.
Like after all these times and years of we going back and forth, and everybody knows that the heathens can't be saved. Now Genesis talking about how they can save the heathen. Nah, man, salvation is for you can just read that in John 4. It says the salvation for the Jews, salvation for Israel only, man.
Right.
They don't follow after them niggas, man. They blind leading the blind. You gonna fall into a ditch. They trying to save Esau and the rest of the people.
Guess what? And that's another one of Esau's devices right there. Genesis, all of these false prophets, they're about to pay for by the very same people we're talking about. They're going to use the devices to persecute the poor. You know, and so that's why you got to put on your whole armor right there, man. And the scripture, part of putting on their whole armor is leaning on the scripture. Like, so when you hear a word like Genesis, saying that the Gentiles gonna be saved, think about Isaiah 81, where it says to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. There's no light in that individual. All right, so meaning that Yahweh Child is not dealing with them. Okay, you know, and you're commanded by Yahweh Child not to listen to a false prophet. You know, that's law. You know, I mean, you read that about that in what Deuteronomy the 18th chapter, where it tells you that when a prophet says something is going to happen and it don't happen, the Lord said not to fear him or don't listen to him. You know, you can't do it. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit. How you going to try the spirit? You got to scrutinize them according to this armor right here. The word is the armor. That's how you go. That's how you gonna be able to navigate and tell who is who.
And don't listen to a prophet or someone who in some type of school or something who claims that hey, there's not gonna be no hour of temptation, or there's not gonna be no Jacob's trouble, or there's not gonna be no persecution on the saints. Man. Like IUIC did. Now they're trying to weasel back out and say they've been teaching that. Yeah, but now you can't listen to that because you know it gotta happen. The Lord said He's gonna try those, man, to see if you go or see if you stop. And that should be a faith booster when you get thrown into something. And don't you shouldn't be scared of that. You should take that as a faith booster.
Right? Saying that they get Ecclesiastica, aka Sirach, chapter 2. We start at verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
Prepare your soul for temptation. That means it's gonna happen. So like, don't put your head under the covers and wish it don't ain't gonna happen because it is gonna happen. Your head is gonna be under the covers when it happens. It's gonna be worse for you. Take your head out, stand stiffly, gird up the loins of your mind, as the scriptures constantly repeat and tell you, gird up your loins. Hey, man, get yourself ready. It's gonna happen. Hey, so you can pass that test.
And guess what? Preparing your soul for temptation, that goes into faith. You got to put in the work. How you prepare for something? How you prepare for a championship? How do you prepare for anything in life? You got to put in the work. You got to put in the practice. You know, that's what it goes. That's what it goes into.
Ooh, I like that. It's a precept that says they prepare for a corruptible crown. Going into how people in the world when they go into preparing for things, they prepare for carnal things. But whenever we prepare for something, we prepare for life everlasting. We prepare for uncorruptible crowns, man.
I think that was a pocket ball.
Like, what if you training for something? Hey, that's good and dandy. But like that's only on this side. Hey, you got to prepare for something that's going to be beneficial for the kingdom to come, which is preparing in these scriptures, man.
Yeah, I think that,
We know Esau, he coming. Hey, it said he's gonna come like what is that? Revelation 12:12, like a roaring lion seeking. He
yeah, that I think I got it out there. 1 Corinthians 25. But You said Revelation 12 and 12 like a royal lion.
Yeah, see you who made the law.
Oh, this is First Peter 5 and 8.
Yeah,
But then so Apostle Paul in First Corinthians chapter 9, that precept we were talking about, he compared it to a race. All right, so I'm gonna start at verse 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. And it said, know ye not that ye which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that strive for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain corruptible crown, but we in incorruptible.
yeah. See, they striving for masteries in something corruptible. We striving for masteries in these scriptures and this truth. So for something that's for like something that's everlasting, is like it can't be corrupted, man.
It can't be stolen. Cause see, even Yahweh Shai brought this same point up in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 18 and 19. Right? We'll start at verse 19, Matthew 6 and 19, and it says, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth. That is those are the corruptible things that Apostle Paul, who also learned from Yahweh Shai. That's what he was talking about. And it says, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Verse 20. But lay up for yourself treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Mm. So if your treasure is in this earth, your heart gonna be with Esau, Edom in his world, in this situation. If your heart is with the Lord, which your heart goes back to your life, your mind. Hey, that means your mind is with Yahweh Bahashim Shah. Your mind is on heavenly things, man. And that's the way to be. Because this place is gonna get burnt up with fire.
Look at Colossians, I think that Colossians chapter 3 and verse 2. All right. And it says, set your affection on things above, not on things on earth. Right there. It says, set your affection on things above. So again, reiterating that point right there. So your mind is going to be on the words of Yahweh Shai. So when we think about the words of Yahweh Shai, we think about the prayer where it said, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." We're thinking about that. When we see, grievous things done on the earth, we be like, man, if only the law exists in this day, we won't be seeing it. You know, that's how we're thinking. This is where our mind is. That's how you know where your heart is when you're thinking like that. Versus somebody in the world, when they see somebody committing adultery or all of this adulterous nature, you be like, man, that's just normal. You know, you got dudes that make a podcast saying I would rather be a side dude. Those are corruptible crowns right there.
That's somebody who the Lord can't deal nothing with, can't do nothing with.
Right.
So you're gonna be left out here. And Esau, they're gonna be easy pickers for Esau, man.
It's easy to manipulate that guy. He think that he don't even realize that is wicked when you thinking like that.
He don't even know he got manipulated to that thinking. Man, you got that happened through rap music and shit. Who owns that? The small hats.
Hey, that goes back to do not envy those Satan's devices. It goes back to that.
Rap music promoted that being a side nigga, adulterous living, and all of this stuff like that.
Hey, it was in the it's in the R&B music as well too. Now that you think about it, what that dude Joe? I can't quote some of his music, but I know like when you see when you I can't think of the name. I can't word it right now, but he definitely has some adultery music, and he made it sound good too. And it's just like, yeah.
See, Esau did that with music, the music industry, and all that. Just imagine when he do it with his technology, with the AI, the deep fakes and stuff, man. He's gonna have everybody turned against the children of Israel, even their own case. The 2/3 of the Jakes gonna be your biggest enemy in that day. In fact, you can read that in Matthew 10.
Yeah, Matthew 10 and 36.
Yeah, shit. You can start at 22.
My God.
Matthew 10 and 22. Like, Hey, that's exactly what Esau wanted.
It's Matthew chapter 10, verse 22. And it says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Yeah, that's because Esau was going to use his technology to switch the narrative, make it seem like you're the problem and he's the good guy. Hey, 1-800 call on the Israelite. Get you some credits, and we're gonna give you some incentives.
And it goes back to the very precept we just read earlier, Shabbat 2:1, when it said, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
You gotta prepare for things like this.
And this is the red letter right here. Yahweh Shah said, I'm going to read it again from the top, Matthew 10:22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. He giving us the warning right there. So we're going to be hated for the name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. We're going to be hated for saying that name. You know, I had a situation. It was just on the surface level. I didn't even try to give it a full truth. I was just having a conversation about the scripture, and I just basically said, Jesus is not his real name. That man got offended at me for saying that.
This precept said, "I will make a man offender for the word." All right, and that's exactly what happened. He was offended. All because you gave him the word.
And all I said was, hey, I said Jesus had his real name, but I didn't get to tell him the true name. We said, hey man, fucker, I've been blessed with that name. I was like, man, my bad, boss. I ain't man. I just had to use a small words to come cool in the situation because that just showed you he ain't even ready for it. So he ain't ready for that name. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 22. It says, ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
He that endureth to the end shall be saved.
Right? Read that. Right, in verse 23. And it said, but when they persecute you in this city, flee into another.
So that just lets you know, that's another precept, man. The Lord said we're gonna be pilgrims on the earth. So you gotta know that when Esau comes down, it's gonna be time to move. Hey, you're gonna have to move from one place to another once you start seeing persecutions.
Hey, and again, Yahweh Shai used the words of wisdom right here. What is that said? The prudent man proceeded to evil and hideth himself. There you go. So Yahweh Shai used the words of wisdom again. All right, I'm gonna read that again from the top, Matthew 10:23. But when they persecute you in the city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. Right? So basically he's telling you keep doing the work until the Son of Man be come. The Son of Man, who Yahweh Shai, he's gonna come back. So when he come back, that's when it's over. All the elect done got gathered already.
Exactly. Everybody had to go through this type of persecution, even the Lord. And it tells you that in the next verse down.
Verse 24. And it said, disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord.
See, so like if the Lord went through it, you gotta go through it. The Lord got made, they did a smear campaign on the Lord, they gonna do a smear campaign on us, man.
And they're gonna use that AI technology to do it. It's simple. It's not hard for you to see it. We already told you that there's a white couple that portray themselves as a black couple just to make money off of Jake.
People on TikTok is already confused. Like there's so many AI videos. People are like, man, I can't even tell what's real or not anymore. And I'm like, you can obviously see that this is an AI video. But people in the comment boards be fooled. Like, damn. So just imagine when Esau put the polish on the deep fake, man. Put the polish on it. Well, hey, it's gonna be bad. People, they're gonna really think. They already said they could take 30 seconds of somebody speaking and then use and like do a whole conversation with just that clip, man. Get your voice, the way your pattern is, and how you speak, and the way you look, your mannerisms, and then put that onto a deep fake. And it'd be a whole video that sound just like off of 30 seconds of just you speaking something.
And I got a homeboy. we make you do a podcast, and he did a content video, and he titled it "Even AI is laughing at black women" or something like that. And he told me that video got over 1,000 views, probably a million views or something like that. And just the fact that AI imitated the so-called black woman, you know, and it literally imitated him. He did a whole video of, it, and it was just like that. That should tell you right there how AI is so they know how the so-called black men act. They know how the so-called black woman act. All right. So how much more for them to use that same technology just to persecute Keisha, Tyrone, Pookie, Ray Ray, right? You about to get persecuted. Let's put it like that. All right. And so we know verse 25. And it says, "Is it not enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord, if they have called the master of the house Beelzebub?" Right here, if they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, meaning going back into Yahweh Shah being persecuted. They called him Beelzebub, which is, a wicked individual. All right? How much more shall they call him of his household?
They was calling, like, you can see that now. They was calling Yahweh Shah the devil, and like he don't have the spirit. You going off you a demon. They saying that to us right now. I mean, y'all was the devil. Man. Y'all don't got the Holy Spirit, man. What book y'all reading? Man? Y'all don't got no love in your heart.
You hate group. What was that Jake said yesterday last week? Y'all making black people look bad.
Exactly.
And we talk, as soon as we tell them, we hear them with the truth. We're not black. Y'all not black. Come on, man.
Nah, you making black people look bad.
Right. Yeah, but right here it said, how much more shall they call them of his household? What is the household of Yahweh Yahweh Shah? The house of David.
The elect.
Yeah, the elect. In verse 26, when it said, "Fear not them that," so like I'm gonna read that again from the top. Matthew 10:26. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. And it says, "And what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetop." Verse 28, and it says, "Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul, body, and hell."
Yeah, so you can't fear Esau either, man. Cause he's only limited to what he can do. Hey, just like Esau, he's like the physical counterpart of the spiritual being Satan. Hey, Satan had to ask the Lord, hey, what can he do to Job? So hey, you can't really don't fear Esau, man. Fear the Lord, who's the ruler over everything, who can just snap his finger and you do. He can snap his finger and that boom, you crumpled up like a pretzel or some shit. And then you gotta use a wheelchair or some shit. You gotta blow a straw to move the wheelchair or some shit. You're like, man.
Hey man, I think Elder Matazakba definitely did a lesson on that. He said, "Why fear the man that Yahweh Shah control?"
Exactly. You fear the man the Lord about to take off the planet, man.
Right.
Fear him.
At the end of the day, he's the power. He's the creator. He's the one that can kill and make alive. He's the one that can heal and wound. That's the one you want to fear.
But like that goes back into faith though. You gotta have faith that the Lord is that. Because if you don't have faith in that, you're gonna get scared into fearing Esau.
Yeah, there's a precept in the Apocrypha where it says, "Men who's paraphrasing, they fear the eyes of man, but not fear the eyes of Yahweh Yahweh, which is 10,000 times more brighter than the sun." And that right there, it constantly tells you how much power that Yahweh Yahweh has. All right, he controls the deceiver and the deceived are he. So that man, Yahweh Yahweh is the way to go. It's the route to go. But again, just like Dr. Hodges said, you gotta have faith. You gotta have that belief that Yahweh Yahweh is the power that you need to be. So yeah, man.
got a quick one. This is like you know the persecution is going to come. But this is John 15 and 18. It says, "If the world hate you, yet know that it had hated me before it hated you." So just going back into the precept that the brother Bayan just read, man. Hey, the Lord got hated first, so He's gonna hate us next, man. Hey, it ain't no difference, man. You gotta go through it. You gotta go through it. You know Esau, Edom, hey, he's gonna push that, man. That's his whole MO. Is to get rid of the chosen people. That's what they've been doing for centuries, trying to get rid of. That's why it's chemtrails. That's why it's fluoride and all kind of shit in the water. That's why it's fake food and shit out here to get rid of you, Jay. So like this AI is just to get rid of you.
And that when you mention that food, you know that's also a prophecy that's been fulfilled in Ezekiel where it says your bread shall be devoured among the heathen. You're going to be eating bad food. That's why I would get the mainly sick. We always sick because the food that we are eating or consuming. Yeah, that's exactly what it said right there. Yep, that's exactly what it said. So that is a prophecy. That right there to tell you that's a crucial faith right there. So that we're seeing it to this day. You know, when you see certain things that happen and the scripture said it, that the scripture it was written 1,000 years ago, and then we're seeing it today. For how our food is being defiled among the Gentiles.
That should let you know that this book is living.
Right.
This ain't a fake book like how some jakes out there. That book fake. No, it's not. Yeah, you can go ahead and continue to think that way. You can do that. Yep. This is John 15 and 19, just reading down. It says, "If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you." So once all this go down, and you separate yourself from what is it say? He that separates himself from wicked maketh himself a prey.
Yep. That's I pull that up real quick. That's Isaiah 59. Pull it up real quick.
Once you separate and they come down and they're like, "Oh yeah, you still standing on that side of the fence." Yeah, hey, they making you a prey. The word gonna hate you, man. But you gotta stand stiffly, man, because hey, you want that crown of life. What did it say? Who was that? Ezra seen the Lord passing out crown. He said, "Who was these?" These are those who stood stiffly with the Lord. You want to be one of those.
This is I'm gonna read both in the KJV and the NLT, right? So this is Isaiah 59 and verse 15, and it says this KJV. It says, "Yeah, true felon, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment."
That true felon, hey, that's exactly what we're talking about. A deep fake, that's something that it says in his name, it's a fake. The truth faileth, man. Some people don't even know. Like, there's gonna be scholars who's like, "Yeah, I can tell it's a deep fake. I can tell by the corners of the thing and this and that." But like, it's not gonna be to no avail. The truth faileth. And read that again.
Yeah, true felon, he that departed from evil, he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey.
Yeah, so if you depart yourself from evil, like people gonna see it, the truth felon, and then like they're like, "Man, he's telling the truth." But like, if I tell everybody that he's telling the truth, they're gonna come down on me, and it's like I'm on that side. So I'm gonna stay over there. That's the truth felon. And that's you making yourself afraid by standing stiffly against this damn devil.
And it says, "And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment."
And that's the Lord about to take vengeance on your behalf. Man.
And then that right when it said it displeased him that there was no judgment, which basically means what Habakkuk was complaining about in Habakkuk the first chapter. But he said the law is slack, right? The law is slack. That's what that preacher what it. The laws we're talking about is the laws of heaven. It's black here in America and came Babylon the Great. Okay? So we read this in Isaiah 59 and 15 in the NLT. All right, and it says, yeah, truth is gone, and anyone who renounces evil is attacked. The Lord looked, and it was the Lord looked, and it was displeased to find there was no justice. Okay, and so that it's pretty much self-explanatory. When you renounce evil, meaning that for being evil, then you're attacked. Okay, that's what happened right here in America against Babylon and Grace. How many times will you say, I don't want to be around anybody with the alphabet agenda? You get attacked by saying, oh, he's a homophobe. You got some wicked women out here that is say a straight man. What you say? A straight man is wicked or some shit like that. Like you being attacked for being straight. You being attacked for liking women. That's how crazy this world is. This society is, man.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of women on social media talking about it is so sexy when the man goes both ways. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck, man? Like that shit is crazy as shit.
and then when you renounce that evil, when you renounce that and you say that shit is wicked, you get persecuted for that. All over social media, you get cyberbullied for saying shit. Saying stuff that's right. How many times you seen? This is a different scenario. Like, how many times have you seen a woman that get on social media and she say, "I cater to my husband"? How many times?
You would pick me.
You pick me, right? Like that. The day that we douse this evil is attacked.
We say most of those who call good evil good. They gonna get there.
Right.
The Lord gonna judge them for that shit too.
Nah, man.
The Lord gonna judge them for it.
And then when you say, when you get into all of when you get on to niggas that sleep with us man's wife and shit like that, they attack you for like, damn, I'm telling you, like I'm trying to save your life, nigga. You don't know that wife husband. You don't know if that man gonna kill your ass. You attacking me for telling you to leave that man's wife alone. Like, come on, man.
That's great. But that's Jake for you. They want you to hooray in their wickedness, man, instead of trying to correct it. But like shit, them niggas like that, they're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, yeah, and they deserve it. They deserve it. But what the precept saying on Proverbs 29 and 2, where it says I'm gonna pull it up real quick, dog, because I don't want to push it. I know it's Proverbs 29 and 2. And it says no, it's actually Proverbs 29 and 1. Like it. Proverbs 29 and 1, it says, he that is being often reproved, part of his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy.
Because he can't take correction. He don't want to actually. You tell somebody to stop doing what they doing as wicked, and you showing them love. They don't really want. They rejecting your love from them. Man. The love of the Lord. And the Lord they're gonna get destroyed because they're gonna follow after they old lust, which is wicked, and that's gonna lead to them, getting knocked out.
That's why it said that you shall be destroyed, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Remedy goes into healing. So the Lord is not even gonna heal you. He's gonna let you self-destruct. So he gonna have the very medicine in his hand, and he gonna watch you self-destruct.
The Lord does say he got the healing in his hand.
Right.
Yeah, shit. But like shit, I probably you around First Peter 4:12. You probably end up with that because just don't fall for Esau Edom's man. His trickeries and his temptations, man. Don't get shook out of this because it's definitely gonna come down, and you want to be prepared, man.
You asked me if I had enough proof. I did have one more. I'm gonna before I read that part, which one read I'm gonna get this Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. All right, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we through much tribulation into the kingdom of Yahweh by Shah.
With much tribulation do we enter into the kingdom. So we're gonna have much tests, many tests, man. We gotta pass them. And they open book test, man. Like we've been studying for this the whole time. So hey, it's not a hard test. That's why the Lord said, "Put yourself therefore on this elect." You studying what the Lord like and what the Lord dislike, man. So you don't have that target on your back.
When you learn what the Lord don't like, and when you learn what the Lord do like, you're basically using discernment. That's wisdom. No, that is putting on the armor. All right. So, you want to read that up?
Yeah.
All right. This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. And it says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange things happen unto you." Verse 13. "But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of the anointed suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye shall be glad also with exceeding joy." All right, verse 14. And it says, "If ye be reproached for the name of the anointed, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of Yahweh rests upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified."
So hey man, if evil is spoken on to you, hey man, just know you in a good case, man. You know you doing something right. Cause like if everybody's speaking of you in good light, that means you doing something wrong. You following after the world. Hey, so hey, we're hated. The Lord was hated, so we're gonna be hated, man. And we gotta go through this. Esau, even with the persecution that he's gonna put on the elect, that he's gonna put on Jake. Period, but is landing towards the elect of the nation of Israel. Hey, we're gonna be all right because we trust in the Lord.
That situation we had last week, that was definitely a thankful right there. When he told, because he basically just told us like, man, we making black people look bad. Hey, that let us know we in a good place. We in a good place, man.
Black people make themselves look bad with their black culture. But we're gonna end it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. Lord willing, it made sense. We're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadosh. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Tawada for tuning in. Shalom.